The Killer's Report Revenge is the best form of healing. The film The Killer's Report opens with a fascinating premise that immediately captures the audience's curiosity. A man claiming to be the nth serial killer suddenly requests an interview with a current journalist. In a situation where it's impossible to discern whether his words are truth or the delusions of a fame seeker, the film invites the audience into a tense atmosphere that delves into the darkest depths of the human psyche. By featuring the word killer prominently in the title, it makes us wonder with both anticipation and apprehension what kind of bloody confession we are about to witness. The story truly begins, as hinted in the trailer, with a shocking scene that proves his claims are far from false. By making the journalist witness an actual murder in the hotel room where the interview takes place, the film firmly establishes that this is not just a psychological game, but a life-and-death reality. The image of the scoop-hungry journalist Baek Sun-ju Cho Yo-jong and the serial killer Lee Young-hoon Jung Sung-il, who intends to reveal everything, sitting across a table from each other creates an extreme sense of thrill, as if they are sitting in front of a ticking time bomb, faithfully following the conventions of a classic psychological thriller. The Killer's Report deviates somewhat from the typical plot development seen in mainstream Korean cinema. The first half of the film is largely filled with dialogue between the two protagonists in a confined space, giving it the impression of a well-crafted stage play adapted for the screen. While this structure could risk becoming tedious, the actors' detailed performances, the dense dialogue, and the gradually revealed fragments of truth intertwine to create a unique sense of immersion. Of course, the film doesn't stop at a theatrical composition. It smartly provides a variety of cinematic sights and genre-specific thrills through flashback scenes, showing the past and dynamic events in the latter half. There are three key figures driving this tense psychological drama. First, there's the journalist Baek Sun-ju, played by actress Cho Yo-jong, a character with a strong desire to overcome a precarious position at her company with a major scoop. Opposite her sits Lee Young-hoon, played by actor Jung Sung-il, who breathes a chilling life into the dual-faceted character of a cool-headed psychiatrist and a ruthless serial killer. And another key figure is Baek Sun-ju's boyfriend and detective, Han Sang-woo, played by actor Kim Tae-hwan. Despite being a pivotal character who creates a significant turning point in the narrative, he may be a somewhat unfamiliar actor to many in the audience. While actor Kim Tae-hwan has appeared in several productions, it seems this is his first time playing such a pivotal role at the center of the story, as he does in The Killer's Report. His fresh face, in fact, adds an element of unpredictability to his character. Upon receiving the interview proposal from Lee Young-hoon, Baek Sun-ju makes thorough preparations with her detective boyfriend, Han Sang-woo. They show their meticulousness by arriving at the hotel interview location in advance to install hidden cameras. The conversations they have while driving in the car are especially laden with foreshadowing about the future events in their relationship, requiring careful attention. Han Sang-woo's reasons for accompanying her on this dangerous interview are complex. His primary motive is to protect his lover, Baek Sun-ju, from a dangerous serial killer, but his professional duty as a detective also drives his actions. He plans to arrest Lee Young-hoon on the spot if it is confirmed that he is indeed the serial killer. On the other hand, Baek Sun-ju is at a career crossroads due to a recent unfortunate incident at her company. For her, this interview is not just a story to cover, but a desperate all-or-nothing opportunity to restore her reputation and pride, and to stand at the center of journalism once again. The scenes where the two protagonists sit face-to-face, exchanging words, are the highlight of the film. In a confined space, maintaining a taut sense of tension with only dialogue, facial expressions, and gazes is paramount, making the actors' skills crucial. Cho Yo-jong and Jung Sung-il dominate the screen with their veteran acting skills, and this is enhanced by stylish direction and heart-pounding background music that completely draws the audience into the story. However, the audience soon confronts a fundamental question. Why on earth would a serial killer not only reveal his identity, but also stand in front of a camera to have everything recorded? This is tantamount to a declaration of surrender, so what could his true purpose be? As you follow the film with this question in mind, you might initially fall under the illusion that his intentions are relatively easy to read. Lee Young-hoon calmly confesses what led him to murder through his past experiences, seemingly arguing for the justification of his actions. It is here that the film's central theme is revealed: revenge, the most primal of human emotions. yet one that is socially taboo. The film boldly asserts that when one suffers extreme mental anguish and their life is completely shattered, there is no act as gratifying and cathartic as taking revenge on the perpetrator. The rage directed at individuals who inflict irreparable physical and mental pain on others and live without any guilt leaves deep trauma in the victims. Most people, contrary to their feelings, suppress this emotion and live on, which can lead to extreme stress and even mental illness. The Killer's Report delves right into this point, providing vicarious satisfaction and catharsis by unleashing the suppressed desire for revenge on the screen. However, because revenge is inevitably accompanied by a moral dilemma beneath its catharsis, the audience finds it difficult to simply enjoy the situation comfortably. Humans internalize moral values through extensive education during their formative years. Forgiveness and tolerance are praised as virtues, while revenge is dismissed as a destructive emotion. Furthermore, the social norm of law strictly prohibits private revenge, warning that violators will face criminal punishment just like the original perpetrator. The film directly questions these social conventions. It makes us think about whether living a good life as we were taught is the right answer, and whether revenge is truly evil in a world where law and order fail to fully remedy one's pain. Perhaps The Killer's Report is a fantasy that acts out the destructive desires that everyone might harbor deep in their hearts. The fact that director Cho Young-jun named David Fincher's C7N as his all-time favorite film is significant. Like C7, The Killer's Report shares a dark and pessimistic worldview, but it leaves a deep impression with a bold choice in its final act that defies the formula of typical commercial films. It leaves behind a chilling and provocative message the world does not always conclude with poetic justice, and sometimes the most terrible revenge can be the only salvation and the best form of healing.